Hello everyone, welcome to the Darkness, and I am DarknessStone. And you may be surprised by this title. I will say it straight out. This isn't a takedown or a criticism upon Sprocket or B, but is in fact the opposite. I'm defending them from not a specific person, but a group of people. Our audience. Now, you would be surprised because a lot of my audience is also B's audience, because of our collaboration. And I love that, because I met some amazing people through it. But when there are amazing people, there are also those who are toxic, and those who do not know boundaries. That is what we are talking about today. These people have been sending B requests after requests to cover something or someone. Now, requesting content from someone to cover is nothing new, nor is it even looked down upon in some circles. The problem with these requests is that how many B is getting, and how often they kind of flip. What I mean by that is that a lot of these requests have come from someone who can be seen as the guilty party once the evidence is looked at, basically piecing out when questioned by B herself. They are expecting her to take it in at face value, and some people think that she can solve almost any disagreement or drama. They look up to her. This has to deal with a phenomenon known as parasocial relationships, where you grow a one-sided psychological attachment with actors, influencers, or other famous people, such as myself or B. This can happen with people we look up to or have great respect for. It can make us think we know someone more than we do, or have us go to them for help because we trust them. A lot of influencer and other famous people deal with people with parasocial relationships often. Many large YouTubers and celebrities deal with that. Hell, even I was a person who looked up to someone and realized we were not as close as I thought we were. Now, there is no shame in looking up to someone in that way, but if you do go out of your way to interact with that person and push your ideas or influence into their daily lives, that's when issues occur. B has apparently shown some of these requests on Twitter, saying their point of view. One example is from June 21st, where it's stated by B that people be like, here's 100 screenshots in a 50-page Google Doc I need you to look over, and I do not want you to make a video on this though. So you want me to do most of the time-consuming, stressful work I normally do for a video, but with absolutely no benefit for me. Cool. Now, I could see where they may have been coming from, again, going to someone they look up to for advice, but one thing they need to realize is B is a person. They have to make time for themselves, their content, research, their dog Demona, and many other things. They can't just take time out of their day to look over hundreds of images and over a 50-page Word document without it being for anything that could help progress in their everyday life. Let alone going over something that large you normally would have to pay someone for. They expected B, who is notorious for having many projects at once, to add another project to their list that they wouldn't even get paid for or get any kind of benefit from. You can't expect that from someone. Next is another tweet by B, where they are sent requests to cover someone, but there is something completely off. Oh my gosh, this person needs to be stopped. They sexually assaulted my family member. I have proof. Links to a court case with someone who has the same first name as the accused, different last name, different age, and who is actually the victim, assault with a deadly weapon, with a gif of a man just being annoyed. Sending people messages like this without having all your ducks in a row is not only disrespectful to a person's time, but also just plain disrespectful to everyone involved. I don't know how you could screw up so badly as to do what this person has just done, because this person was either arrogant or just thought they had everything ready for B to look at, or they were maliciously trying to cancel someone with these allegations. Because if you're not sure about everything you're about to bring to the table, one of three things is about to happen. One, you somehow have all the facts straight and everything goes on without a hitch. The second is the most likely option, is that you will look like a fool as what you're sent is picked apart because you don't have everything together right, or some of the things are just plain false. Or third, another option, a video gets made on you for trying to falsely accuse someone of something. I'm sure there are more options that could happen, but this is just hyperbole. One of these things really pisses me off the most in this situation, and it has to do with this tweet. Never mind, coming back for 2 seconds to say that if you seek out and message a YouTuber on their personal, not even connected to their YouTube account, email, just so you could trouble them with your personal problems, I hope you stub your toe. Good night. With a screaming gif. Yeah! Not only is this extremely disrespectful of B's privacy, but it's also just plain fucking creepy. You went after B's personal email to try to get them to listen to your personal problems. I'm going to state this loud and clear for you. YouTubers are not your friends or your therapists. This is the same reason you don't go to stream chats and talk about how depressed you are or how much you hate your life. These people are not trained professionals, and they are not your friends. The only way they are your friends is if they interact with you on a constant basis, or they know your name, or message you often or semi-often. I'll give examples from my fanbase, and thank you for Caesar for these amazing pieces of art, by the way. I am not friends with the vast majority of my fans. I will be nice to them, of course, but only a fair few have become my friends. Some examples of friends I have made through my fanbase are people like my artist friend Bushi, my currently only Patreon supporter Grim, my mods Raven, Luna, Ghost, and Shadow, all of which I've gotten fairly close to, not to mention those I see as my children in a way, or people I see as my friends, but also people I want to look out for, those being Tommy, Caesar, and Alabaster. But not everyone in my fan Discord am I friends with, nor am I expected to be, nor should I be. If one of my friends try to reach out to me through my personal email without my permission, I will just block them immediately. People need to understand that even though they can bring you happiness, it doesn't mean you know these people. Just because they reacted to your tweet doesn't mean you know them. Now, I have invited B herself to talk about some experiences she has had with people coming to her. I will jump in between stories to give my opinion on them. Take it away, B.
Hello everybody! B here, coming in at Stone's request to offer up some tales of tasks that people have approached me with. Because apparently it's not just me complaining about these stupid situations, now my friends get to get in on the easy money too! Hooray! So I guess I'll give you guys a basic rundown of how each of these experiences have played out in the past, and then Stone can offer up his own insight or feelings on each. Number 1. Stone's title is more accurate than you think. Did you know that someone's actually come to me and requested my help in place of that of an actual lawyer's? Yep. Maybe like a year ago now, I was approached in DMs by a user who was, unsurprisingly, if you know my content, being accused of being a pedophile, among various other things because it can never be simple with these people. Upon looking over the vast majority of what I'd been sent, and with the knowledge that the accusers were purposely going after this artist's livelihood, I informed them that I felt that they had enough of a case to go to an actual lawyer to talk about the possibility of a defamation suit. They then informed me that they had, in fact, already gone to a lawyer, information that would have been useful in their first message to me, and that lawyer had come to the very same conclusion I had. The problem? They didn't have enough money for said lawyer's time and experience, which was why, the message stated, they were coming to me instead. Hoo boy!
Wow, that almost seems disrespectful. They went to a lawyer before you, but just because they couldn't afford a lawyer, they went to B because they might see B as a cheaper option. One, as far as I'm aware, B does not have a law degree, so there's no way that she could defend a person in court. I know B is smart as hell, but that doesn't mean she can break laws to represent you in court. And two, even if they did have a law degree, they would have an official way to contact them for a law-specific reason, not through social media. Okay, next story.
Number 2. Playing the victim. This one's pretty simple. Nobody should be shocked to learn that people who are often the instigators in situations online will convince themselves, and usually others, that they are actually the victims. Those people then approach me, I assume under the naive assumption that I will just trust them when they say that they're an innocent victim. I guess they also assume I'll just ignore any instances where that proves to not be the case. Little do they know that one of my mottos in life is everybody fucking lies. Honey, my life experiences have taught me that you can't even trust your friends or family. I'm certainly not gonna trust some rando I've never met.
Yeah, usually when people are in the wrong, they'll tend to try to fool others and themselves that they are in the right. It's a normal part of manipulation, and it's something many people do. And B is right. Everyone lies. Even I have lied before. Alright, next.
Number 3. Obi-Wan. Only inconvenience. Help me, Obi-Wan Sprocket. You're the smartest person I know and my only hope. What's that? You've reviewed all the materials I gave you along with a bunch of other materials you found on your own that I was purposely hiding from you and came to a different conclusion than what I wanted? Shut the fuck up. You're an idiot who doesn't know what they're talking about. You don't listen to or care about the feelings of the victims, and you're a garbage human being who should feel fucking ashamed. I'm blacklisting and blocking you. This happens more often than you might think. Even if it comes out later that I was heckin' right, they still blame me for disagreeing with them and trying to prove that narrative wrong in the first place. I mean, sure, they're usually the ones spreading that narrative, and I've effectively ruined their plan, so I guess I shouldn't be shocked.
Your lightsabers will make a fine addition to my collection.
Another piece to add to my collection. Now, this is some of the most frustrating things as a commentator and as a person. Someone comes to you with their story, you spend all that time researching it and looking into every angle to make sure you are on the right, but you find out they were the one lying to you or hiding things. It's a jerk thing to do to someone, and if you're going to someone for help, you should be honest, or else situations like this will happen. People will see you as the villain, and you are the person in the wrong if you are trying to hide something when you are going to someone for help. I hope people can learn from their mistake in the situation, even though it sounds like they didn't.
Number 4, the 10-second apocalypse. I have received many DMs written in a panic describing a situation as being both incredibly serious and increasingly time-sensitive. Mind you, these messages are being sent to a person who doesn't check their messages very often and who has an active anxiety problem. So, cue me whipping myself up into a guilt-riddled panic because this message that was sent to me 3 weeks ago is something I'm only seeing now. Even more aggravating is the fact that most of these super serious, super time-sensitive situations are often already completely resolved by the time I see the message. Not in that I've missed the time window and there's no means of fixing it or something like that. No, in that it was never actually as time-sensitive or serious as advertised, and it didn't even need my involvement to sort itself out. Arguably, the most annoying messages of this ilk are the ones that send me a bunch of material to go through, I see the message weeks later, go through the material and message them back, only to then be informed that everything sorted itself out completely devoid of my input. Great, so you sent me into a guilt-induced anxiety panic for nothing, and you didn't even respect me enough to write a follow-up message so I didn't waste my time. Gee, wonder why I don't check my messages that frequently.
Yeah, lots of people forget B is a person with an anxiety problem. I know even making videos can be difficult. I know B, so sometimes I message them, and I know it'll take them a while to message me back, and I accept that. That's why I don't often bring up anything that's time sensitive. It could be a week before I hear back from them. No, this is not a bad thing, it's just me as their friend know and understand their limits. As well, it's something that a lot of people need to learn, that is, the world doesn't revolve around you. Most often, the people you message can't just drop everything they are doing to go over a 30-page fanfiction for you. Like, currently at the time of writing this video, I'm having one of my Discord mods, Raven, spell check my cookie run D&D PDF. But for this, I am also paying them for their time. I'm sure I could have found someone to do it for free, but that's not how I am. I know people have lives outside of me and things that they need to do that don't center around me. I respect people's time and work, so I know I need to compensate them for their time. I'm sure if B started charging people for this, they would get a lot less messages. But yeah. Don't expect your favorite content creator to be able to respond to you quickly or in a timely manner.
Number 5. Rumor mills. Sometimes people will come to me with an exceptionally vague rumor that they want me to look into, and that's it. Literally nothing else. No screenshots, no Google Docs, no links to the socials of the users in question. Like, I've even had a few instances where they couldn't even tell me who the users they wanted me to look into were. They had just heard some half-hearted rumor that an artist that drew blank kinda art in blank fandom was problematic. Side note, almost never a fandom for a piece of media I actually engage in, draw things from, or even know anything about. Like, motherfuckers, do you see any Friday Night Funkin' shit on my page? No? Then why assume I'm intimately aware of it and all of the users who draw fan art for it? Half the time this is just people who want me to do all the research for them and then tell them how they should feel or think about a situation. Also a thing someone has legitimately told me, which is a terrifying level of responsibility that nobody should fucking have. Certainly not me. Hell, sometimes I wouldn't even have a means of finding the information they expect me to because it's all shit from private groups and I inherently don't have access to those spaces. And if I did try to get access to those spaces, anyone in there aware of my content would instantly know that something was up. I swear, some people think I'm fucking magical.
Beep boop bap. You should, very clearly, have evidence on hand if you want someone to look at something for you. Nowadays, I can't expect myself not to have some sort of evidence if I'm having someone look into something. Even when me and B first worked together, I had a file of stuff on the Madam situation to work with. If I'm going to work with someone or I'm going to have someone look into something, I need to have something for them to look into. If not, what the hell am I doing? As well, with the Friday Night Funkin' fandom, there are quite a few bad eggs in it, but that's what happens when kids get into adult spaces. There's a lot of drama in that community that could easily be avoided if people were mature and actually talk things out, but that's just me. Because of this, I cannot tell which drama it was, because it could be any. Deletion of popular mods, Sky drama, Sonic.exe drama, the Baddies mod, May's drama, Morai drama, and so many more. I couldn't tell you how B could have handled that situation without knowing what exact mod it is.
And finally, number 6. Jumping the gun. Much like story number 1, this only happened once, but it's stupid enough that I think you'll get a kick out of it. A group of friends once contacted me in DMs wanting me to expose an ex-friend from their group, something I obviously wasn't going to do because I don't do expose videos and never have. Before even waiting for my response on the multiple messages on multiple platforms they spammed at me, one of the users in question started posting links to their own expose video on the subject in my comment section, straight up advertising their personal takedown of this user on my content. I think about 2 other users from that group then put responses on those comments as a means of trying to validate them as truthful. Unsurprisingly, it took me all of 5 minutes to figure out that the situation was just a petty friend drama that was being exaggerated as though it were an actual criminal offense, and not just a bunch of idiots choosing to take on the role of victims because of a disagreement. So, after screenshotting and saving copies of everything the group had sent me and all of their exposed journals, I responded to the comments effectively telling them that they were a manipulative piece of shit, and now, were I to make a video on this situation, I would be calling them and the rest of their friend group out, and not the person they were trying to vilify. The comments were removed within 5 minutes.
Well, isn't that a much needed bite in the ass? That's what happens when you have a group try to manipulate a narrative. Not only that, that's what happens when you spam. If you spam a content creator, they're most likely not going to listen to you, especially if you spam their comment section. That's a big no-no in the YouTube community. It's like promoting your Twitch stream in another streamer's chat. It shows no tact and a lack of maturity. If they don't spam and didn't contact B on many different sites, B could have considered helping them or at least listening to them. I do, however, find it hilarious that they deleted their comments almost immediately after B called them out. Now, what is the moral of the story, and why did I make this video? I'm tired of seeing B be abused like this. B is only one person, and they cannot handle the problems of all of her fans. There are some people who think their problems are so grand that someone else needs to help them, but aren't willing to put in the effort. As well, people need to understand that YouTubers most likely are not full-on lawyers, and are not going to expose someone for you. B, for example, is in an exposed channel, and she has stated as such on many occasions. I am not an exposed channel either. I just cover people who I feel like need to be covered, or who I feel like I can add some commentary to. Now, this is the end of the video, and I hope you guys enjoyed this little romp through the world of the daily life of B or Ponder Sprocket. I would also like for you guys to leave in the comment section a lot of love for B or Ponder Sprocket. Give her plenty of love in the comments so that I can send her some nice comments whenever she's feeling down. Now let's head on to the fan art feature. First up is a piece by Phoenix Straws on Discord, and they drew my avatar looking very handsome with the longish hair. My fanbase really likes drawing darkness with long hair. I've come to realize that. I can't handle having long hair myself. I can only handle having short hair. Long hair is just way too tough. But this art is very well done. Very nice coloration. You did an amazing job. Thank you so much for this. Up next is Bread on Discord. They made Darkness Rock with me just sitting there being a cute. This is a very cute piece. Very well done. Very, very small. Thank you so much for this, Bread. Always happy to have you. Red is a long-term fan who made fan art near the beginning of my channel, and they are awesome. And now this is for an amazing piece of art made by Cassie Winter on Discord, and they made this amazing piece of art. Like, this is like a $100 commission level art that they have made here. Like, the scarf detail, the facial detail, the amount of color in the eyes, the fire and ice effects, they're just amazing. Where's the evidence? I love the look of this piece, and it is amazingly done. So much detail, so much artistic integrity. It's just so amazing and wonderfully done. I love how the hair looks. That looks similar to like how my hair is. It's just like So great. Thank you so much for this, Winter. You did an amazing job. Up next is a little bit of a smole from Gearox in a box on Discord. Again, it's a little small fella, me being cuddled on the floor with my scarf. Very cute, very small, wonderfully done. Thank you so much, Gearox. Up next is a piece by God's Demon on Discord. They made this piece based on the Cookie Run video and the first Def Noodles video. And it's two separate pieces, asking if I'm the good guy, and it says no, based on the ARG hints in that video. This is a very wonderful piece. I love seeing how God's Demon's style went into the cookie form. It is very cool and very reminiscent of their previous styles, and it's just very nice to see and very nice to look at. The random generator chose this guy, this picture, so I allowed the second part of this art to go with it as well. But this is a very nice piece, very wonderfully done. Cookie time. Thank you so much for this. Up next is a shitpost by Pastel Dolly on Discord. And I made a Discord joke saying, if I take a blurry picture of myself mid-air while T-posing, would that make me a UFO? And they drew this. They drew this shitpost of me T-posing with my scarf with the fucking face. Look at that face. This is very cute. I love it a lot. It's so dumb, but it's so fun. Thank you so much for this, Dolly. You did great. Up next is by Rose Art Deadly on Discord. Or on Twitter. It doesn't say which one. But it's me as a ninja. I am a ninja. The Takai. But this is an amazing piece of art. I love the ninja outfit. I will never pull off sleeveless because I have so many scars on my shoulders. But this is an amazing piece of art. I give off like very strong Kakashi vibes in this outfit. I really do. But this is an amazing piece of art, Rose Art. You did great. Thank you so much for this. Up next is a fan art by Scarlet Otaku, one of my friends who I actually got to meet in person at MomoCon this year. They're an amazing friend. They're awesome to hang out with in person. And this art is just amazing, just like anything they do. This is a wonderful piece of art. It's wonderful, Scarlet. You were much loved. Thank you so much. Up next is a piece by the Muffin Demon on Discord. And it has a very wonderful style, and it's like showmanship-esque. It looks like I'm about, like, it makes me feel like, it gives the vibe of, like, what was it called? It's the guy with the black and white, jacket, Beetlejuice. It gives me, like, that song, like, now you gotta say my name. The Beetlejuice song from the Beetlejuice play. Like, it just gives me that vibe, and it just looks so nice. It's wonderfully done. The angles with the hands and the hair and the coat is just wonderfully done. It's so nice. Thank you so much for this, Muffin. You did great. And lastly, we got one from Unirose on Discord with me with the Flanders Hot Cocoa with me in a nice little sweater. I actually have one of my favorite sweaters that looks like that. They drew me with these cute little glasses and with my scarf. And they did a wonderful job at this. It is very much an adorable piece, and I do enjoy these like little soft pieces. I do enjoy the soft colors. You did great. Thank you so much for this, Unirose. You did amazing. That's the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to leave a like, favorite, and or subscribe. And I will see you guys next time. See ya!
Enjoy the dog.